video, we will be learning about coast. What is a coast? Coast is defined as the area where land meets the sea or ocean, or as a line that forms the boundary between the land and the ocean or a lake. The coast is also known as the coastline or seashore. This is the coastline of UAE to the left, and to the right is an example of a coastal area. Let's look at waves and tides. We use these terms when we look at the sea, but most of the times we end up using the wrong terms. So let's look at each of them and understand what they actually are. What are waves? Waves are formed when the wind blows across the surface of the sea. What are tides? The rise and fall of the sea gives us tides. Tides take place mainly because of the gravitational attraction of the sun and moon on the oceans of the earth. The first picture shows low tide when the sea has reached its lowest level for the day, and the second picture shows the same place but it has high tide. The sea has reached its highest level of the day. Remember, coastal areas experience too high and too low tides every 24 hours and 15 minutes. I hope by now you have understood the difference between waves and tides. Let's look at a few terms related to waves. Swash, the rush of sea water up the beach after the breaking of a wave. Uprush, the water rushing up from a breaking wave onto a beach. Backwash, the water going back into the sea after reaching the beach. Now let's look at how waves shape the coastline. Waves are responsible for shaping the coastline, and they do it in the following ways. Number 1, erosion. Waves erode the coast. Number 2, transport. Waves transport the materials. And number 3, deposit. Waves deposit the materials on the coast. How does erosion take place by waves? The water hits the rocks all the time. Over time, the wave starts breaking the rock. Because of the pressure of the waves, the water enters into the rocks and starts breaking it. This is called hydraulic action. When the pebbles grind along a rock platform, much like sandpaper, and over time the rock becomes smooth, this is called abrasion. The rocks which are carried by sea also rub against each other. This is called attrition. When the rocks get smaller and smaller due to attrition, they form pebbles or sand, and pebbles are also known as shingles. Once the erosion is done, the material is then carried away by the uprush and backwash of the waves, which is called transport of materials by waves. All the materials transported by the wave gets deposited on the shore in the form of pebbles or sands, which is called deposition by waves. I hope you have understood this part of the lesson.